Dearest mother and father, it is I, your son, Little Noid. I am in my third day at space camp. And mother and father, it has been a very, very trying and interesting experience so far. Why, on my first day, I was in the mess hall, eating by myself as usual, when I overheard someone at the table behind me talk about how many light years it would take one to travel in order to reach Alpha Centauri. I couldn't believe it, but the calculations were off by 7 parsecs. I had to inform them that they were incorrect. Little did I know that sitting at the table were my arch nemesis, the Wachowski twins.
Bastard Wachowskis.
Mother and father, those twins beat me bloody with empty half-pint 2% milk containers. They then covered me with lima beans, tapioca pudding, and already chewed pieces of Salisbury steak.
Disgusting.
They then left me beaten, battered, and humiliated with my head and torso shoved inside a cafeteria garbage can. Curse those Wachowski twins, mother and father. I hope Stella and Agnes Wachowski never cross my path again for their sake.
I had no idea these Wachowski twins that always beat you up with these. I had no idea.
Girls?
Their names were Stella and Agnes Wachowski. No, you don't have to tell us about Stella and Agnes. Were they very mean to you?
Where do you want me to start?
Oh, these tales that they. Oh, I had no idea their names were
The
Stella.
part where I didn't know they existed, or the part where I didn't know they were.
I
He's
had
still in
I thought it
denial
would've been
about
like,
his
you know,
childhood.
no idea.
Mike and Bill Wachowski, but no, Stella and
Agnes.
Well, mother and father, it was there at my lowest point when I finally had a change of luck. I met a new friend. His name is Camp Counselor Harry.
A new friend.
He helped me out of the trash receptacle and got me up to my feet. He then invited me to his cabin in order to get cleaned off. On the way to his cabin, he told me about the difficulties involved in being an astronaut. One of the problems is a lack of water, mother and father. Do you know that astronauts must shower together? Camp Counselor Harry also described how they use the buddy system when showering. Right, he even offered to show me how to do it. He helped me clean up. And I'll tell you something. Those darn Wachowski twins must have poured more food on me while my head was stuck in the garbage, because Camp Counselor Harry spent a lot of time cleaning my backside. Oh, well, it must have been dirty, but let me assure you, it is definitely clean now. Well, after getting clean, Camp Counselor Harry started telling me about the aspects of space travel I had not considered. He explained that while in space, if you encounter a black hole, you must explore it. He even used an example of how to explore it by turning off the lights and substituting a part of my person as the black hole. One thing is for sure, mother and father, these astronauts are lucky. They are weightless, and they get a chance to float all over the place. Because sitting down would really be painful after exploration like that.
God.
Camp Counselor Harry also told me that astronauts have to use a feed tube when drinking Tang and other astronaut beverages. We didn't have a feed tube, but Camp Counselor Harry said he had something that he could substitute. I must tell you, mother and father, if I didn't know better, I would swear that pretend feed tube had veins.
Oh, God.
Also, mother and father, I know how those astronauts stay so thin. That Tang tasted terrible.
Oh,
Right,
that's
so when does this damn thing get over with? I swear to God.
You want me to end it?
Just finish it off.
He's just upset that we found out that
Listen.
the Wachowski twins were girls.
Noise used to say
We know,
Not over that
my
yet.
dad didn't meet you this weekend.
I was with your dad this week.
Yeah,
I was with
We
your
went to
father this
dinner.
weekend. We were at
No,
dinner.
We know that wasn't true.
Oh, we had a wonderful time. Went to movies together.
Because we know that you went to the movies.
I went with your father.
yeah.
Wonderful time. We had a good father-son bonding experience.
Father's what?
Father-son bonding experience. Me and your father. He always says how he doesn't have a son and
Yep.
he wishes he had one. So I hang out with him. You know, it's
Wow.
That's right.
Should we call him?
yes. You're the one. You're the one who never wants to
Well,
call
wait,
your father.
we didn't.
Well,
we
I
already,
will call
we
my
already talked
I've
to
had your
dad.
father on the program before.
Yeah, he's already been
I'm
on.
sure. I'm
Hold
sure that your father could go. I'm sure that your father could call. And you know what? And you say, Rich, no. Last time you said Rich could not leave.
Uh-huh.
Rich, have a seat. We could have Noah's father on the phone, and Rich could be sitting here at the same time.
Oh, so I can talk to him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't think so.
Well, mother and father, I must be going now. Give my love to my computer. Give my love to my pet gerbil, Fluffy. To my pet dog, Pepe. To my pet parrot, Crackers.
Crackers.
And please give my love to my pet salamander, Mr. Giggles.
Oh, he's got a
Mr.
new pet.
No, I had no idea you had a pet salamander. Mr. Giggles is his name.
It's a nice name.
You know, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You know, I'm surprised you went to so many camps with so many pets. You know,
He's
seemed
amazing.
Seemed like you have a lot of fun just hanging out with his pets, but
Huh.
Oh, well, mother and father. I'm off to Camp Counselor Harry's cabin. He is going to show me why they call them asteroids.
Oh my God.
Say hello to my pet salamander, Mr. Giggles. Goodbye.
There you go. Little Lloyd.
I love Little Noid. Little Noid was so entertaining. Damn Stella and Agnes. The alarm clock screams and there's a cat bite in my face. I don't want to get up. Face the human race. I take a shower. I take a pee. I drink some coffee. I watch some TV. But nothing seems to keep my eyes open. Nothing seems to get my blood flowing. Called up a friend of mine and asked what lights a fire under your behind. He says he spells relief. R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here. So clean out your ears for the morning disaster. They got gas and brass and testes and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature and there's no cure, but they'll be your favorite broadcasters. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. I took my friend's advice to heart. I bought myself an FM radio. Now every weekday starts with a visit from the morning disaster show. And now I spell relief. R-A-Y-L-Y-T-L-E. Have no fear, the gang's all here. So clean out your ears for the morning disaster. They got gas and breast and testes and rock and roll piled up to the rafters. They're really immature, but there's no cure. But they'll be your favorite podcasters. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. And it's Ray Lytle's morning disaster. I'm trying to catch the same note. Oh well. Good morning. Welcome to Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. What is that static? Wow, what is that static? Is anybody else hearing that? What is that static coming from? Holy. Holy goodness. Do you hear that?
I think I know where that's from. Give me 1 second here.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, it might be coming from Nick. Hold on, everybody.
It might be coming from my home computer.
Oh,
I didn't
all right.
turn off. I didn't mute my.
All right. Yeah, because I really hear it now. I'm like, wow, listen to that. I think the signal they get from Voyager is clearer than this. Oh,
There we
it's
go.
off. All right, awesome. Were you right? Was that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was. I just had to remote in.
I'll be damned. That's crazy. Well, how you guys doing? What's going on? We're here. It is the morning disaster. I'm Ray along with Nick. Well, I woke up so early today. I've been having a really bad knee pain the last. Well, I mean, I always have it. I always have it. Yeah, but especially in the last month, it's gotten really, really bad. And today's the day I'm going to. They're just going to pump my legs up full of a bunch of crap. You know what I mean? So today's shot day, which means on shot day it means that for a couple days I'll still have it, but then after that it'll start getting better. Does it, like it'll start to alleviate some of it. It's never really gone, but at least it'll be alleviated. But I'm to the point now where, and anybody who goes through this, you know what I'm talking about. I'm to the point to where, like, even during sleep, you're still in pain and you get woken up all the time. You know what I mean? So I can't sleep, with the knee pain it's excruciating. And so I got up at like 5 o'clock today and I was wide awake, just wide awake, which sucked. So, oh well. And then I was able to, so I get up and I'm laying in bed and I'm checking Twitter and I'm checking Facebook. By the way, there's nothing interesting on either thing. There's nothing interesting on Facebook. There's nothing interesting on Twitter. There's nothing anywhere. I'm even checking Reddit. I'm even checking, even checking Reddit and letting see if there's MILF photos or anything to get nothing. No, there's nothing on the internet.
No MILF photos.
No, there was MILF photos. There was no good ones at 5 o'clock this morning. So, and then I went to the bathroom. I get up and go into the restroom and, start to do my business. And I'm trying to watch TikTok. Excuse me. Now I'm yawning. And I'm going to watch TikTok. I couldn't find anything interesting. And then I pretty much bored myself, which is crazy because I woke up early and I was like, well, I could go in and maybe I'll go walk into the studio and get a bunch of crap done. You know what I mean? So I was like, well, there's stuff I got to do. So maybe I'll get it done. But then because I was so bored, I got tired. And like right before 7 o'clock, I fell asleep.
Of course you did.
Yeah. So then of course, my alarm wakes me up, right in the 7 o'clock hour. My alarm goes off and I get when I'm like, oh, so I ended up with, I don't know how much little sleep I got, but oh well. Yeah. So it was one of those days. So I got that going for me. I hope that you guys are having a much better Monday. How about you? You having a good Monday?
I'm back at work, so. No.
Oh, you're at the actual office now?
Yeah.
They're not letting you guys aren't working from home anymore?
No, I haven't been working from home for quite a while.
Well, I don't know how it works. So you're working from the office. I'm sorry to
Yep.
hear that. No, I was thinking maybe they still let you work from home.
No.
Do you get anything done from the office?
Yeah,
Did you get more done at home?
I got the same amount.
Because I know people like my wife, she worked from home for a few weeks, you know what I mean? A couple weeks.
Mhm.
And she goes to the office. I mean, I think she got more done at home. Because she was constantly, she was constantly on the phone. She was constantly talking to people. She was constantly, I think she got more done at home than going to work. That's just me. What do I know? I mean, I obviously can't get a job. So what do I know? But it did seem that a lot was getting done when she was at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wonder about stuff like that. I wonder if people are finding out that that their workers were getting as much done at home as they were at the office.
I'm sure some of them were.
Yeah. And you don't get the pain in the ass. Like there are pains in the ass at the office that you're not getting when you're at home. I would think, I would think not being around, not being around certain people might be better off to be at home.
Well, that's also partially why people are leaving their jobs is because don't want to go back to an office anymore. They want to work from home, and the companies that they work for are saying, no, you got to come back.
By the way, Wes is in the chat room saying he just did 8 weeks of research into the work from home workplace balance, and the stats show that people are as much or more productive from home than they are in the office. Yeah, I think, and I honestly believe that's true. I mean, what do people not get from not being in the office? Like how many times do you go to work and you're self-conscious because of this or that or whatever, and it affects your performance? When you're at home, you don't have to worry about that stuff. Everybody has somebody in the office that's annoying. Like, there's always that one person in the office who makes everybody else crazy. Well,
You don't have to deal with drama or gossip.
Yeah, they're not at your house. You don't have to deal with it. There's no drama. There's not, there's a lack of, unless you're the one bitching, there's a lack of bitching that you get from work or that you get from working at home. I'm telling you, working from home seems like a much better situation. That's just me. I don't know. But if your car breaks down, you can't go to work. Here's what Wes, if your car breaks down, you could still work. If your child's sick, you could still work.
Yep.
Yeah. No, we've got some people in the chat room who have to drive quite a bit for their office. When they were working from home, they weren't paying the fuel cost. So they weren't stressed. Yeah. Steve says when he worked office work, he would go hide in the bathroom to get he would hide in the bathroom to get out of work. And then everybody at work probably thought he had bathroom problems. Somebody once told me that they had a job and they would get up and go hide in the bathroom, but they would fall asleep like every day. They would fall asleep at work. on the on the toilet. Like they would go to the restroom at the office and then go into the bathroom and they would fall asleep on the toilet. And literally they would take like an hour-long nap every day at work. And I can't remember who that was. It might have been somebody that was on the show. I just kept thinking, good Lord, what were their coworkers thinking? Yeah, Psycho Dan's in the chat room. He says, my wife and I have 20-minute commute to work. When I work from home, I get more done and I save gas. But she doesn't have the option to work from home. Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you. It's I would think that more companies would be into people working from home because except for retail. I mean, retail, you got to be there because people come in and shop, but I'm saying
They would spend less on office space.
Yeah, if you're a company and you're spending all this money on office space, Jesus. I mean, good God. Why not? Why would you not want to save money? Like I look at the state of Illinois. The state of Illinois has these contracts. Like it would make sense if the state of Illinois owned all the buildings that they were in. You know what I mean? That would make the most sense. They don't. They don't own the buildings. They rent, and they usually pay higher than, they rent from some individual owner who's connected. The state would be much better off not, paying all that rent, have more people work from home. You would think it would be more productive. And it would be cost cutting for the taxpayers. I mean, what do I know? I'm just saying that's something they should look at, I mean, I don't want to hurt people who own, I don't want to hurt office building owners, but maybe them receiving the rent isn't the most important thing, Maybe the productivity of the workers is more important. I saw a thing. Did you see the thing from Iceland, Nick?
No.
These people from Iceland have been doing a 4-day work week study as compared to the 5-day work week study, and it was an overwhelming result was that the 4-day work week is better than the 5-day work week. Hell yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I don't I don't know what the qualification. I don't know. It was just if it was happiness of the people were of course people would be happy working a 4-day week than a 5-day week. Which I got to tell you.
Well, having a 3-day weekend is just it kind of rejuvenates you a little bit.
Yeah, it does, right? I don't understand. I don't understand me. Seriously, let me tell you something. They fire me in April of 2020, right? And I start doing this show. And immediately, right off the bat, I go, let's go 5 days a week. And I start going Monday through Friday. What was I thinking? I go Monday through Friday. What? And then I create a subscriber show and I start doing that on Fridays. And then I add another day and I go Friday, Saturday. Now, somehow I'm doing my own show, working from home. And I'm going 6 days a week. And now I'm doing 2 shows on Saturday. 6 days a week. So I'm working more now from home than I ever did when I was getting paid. But I still feel like I'm working less. Does that make any sense? I feel like I'm working less, even though I'm doing more. I'm actually doing more shows from home than I was doing when I was employed, because of the comfort I am in doing the show. But you would think that the first thing I would have done is to cut the number of shows I do. Like, I would have gone to 3-4 days a week instead of 5 days, instead of, keeping it at 5. What the hell am I, what the hell was I thinking? Might be the dumbest of all time. In hindsight, if I'd have said, all right, let's start doing this show 3 days a week. If I would have started doing like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 days a week, and then eventually bumped it up, people would have been applauding, going, "Oh my God, it was so generous of him to bump, to give us another day." Instead, I went right to 5 days a week. So if I ever decide to go back to 4 or 3 days, if I decide to back it off, people will think, "Oh my God, he's getting lazy." People would say, "Oh shit, he's getting so now he wants to back the days off he's doing the show." Holy shit.
Yeah, but you're allowed to.
Yeah, but I'm saying in hindsight, I should have from the very beginning, I should have said, this show is only going to go 3 days a week. Yeah. So good I'm hearing myself can repeat there. Yeah. I could have done that right from the beginning. Instead, I jumped right into 5 week. So now I feel kind of trapped. I feel like now I've yeah.
Do whatever the hell you want.
Well, but if I decide we're gonna get rid of Monday shows,
yeah,
and only do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there are gonna be people that are gonna go, "That lazy fucking Ray Lytle. What a
and who cares?"
Well, I do. I do.
Stop.
I care.
Stop.
I don't. I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't care.
You're allowed to do whatever the hell you want.
One would think. Yeah. I just don't get it.
It's not like they're paying $5 a month.
Yeah, I mean, like, lose a free show and pick up a subscriber show. I'd do that.
No, you're defeating the purpose.
Yeah, but City says it's my quality of life that matters. My quality of life is, Wes says, if 0 is the perfect number, any number closer to that is better. There you go. Yeah. Maybe he's on to something. Oh, well. By the way, Fat 420 says he'd be okay if we went to 3 freeloader shows. All right, because he would still get us.
Yeah, it's not like he's paying for anything anyway. So, I mean, really.
Fat 420 is the one. He's got the scholarship for the subscriber show.
He's still a freeloader.
So he is the freeloader. Thanks to Steve, he's getting the show. Oh well. What do you do? Want to get into some of the new stuff? I'll give you some of the new stuff today.
I got about a half hour before I got a conference call.
Right.
So,
all right. Well, TikTok. All right. TikTok has now decided they're going to offer a new service called TikTok Resumes that lets you apply for jobs directly from your TikTok account.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You have to create a video resume and you can browse the job listings at TikTokResumes.com. Yeah. TikTok is
Interesting.
testing the new service that lets you apply for jobs directly on TikTok. So it's kind of a LinkedIn made specifically for Gen Zers.
So basically,
Well-
you've got to have a 1-minute resume.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, I tell you, I got 30 some odd years of a resume and I'm not getting a job. Maybe the minute long one's the way to go.
Yeah, but you do yours on toilets, so I don't know if
Dude.
that's going to be very impressive.
I gotta tell you something. I can't even get a friggin' interview for a job. You know what I mean? Ever since I went public with the fact that I can't walk, you know what I mean? I never even get a call back. Am I paranoid?
I think you are.
Am I paranoid? I don't even get I don't get anything. I literally every day.
How updated is your resume?
It's updated to last April. Yeah. My resume is updated.
Okay.
I just never get I don't get anything. Nothing. I don't get it. I think I'm unemployable. I really do.
That's what gets you no interviews, is that you believe that kind of stuff.
I'm just telling you. I think very highly of myself, but I'm saying I think that I'm unemployable, and I'm I have tried for you name it, you name it, and I have sent my resume. I never get a call back. I never get an email back. I never get anything back. I don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Oh, well. Yeah. So you think I'm not being paranoid, that it's still just a coincidence?
And I think it's just coincidence.
All right. We'll see.
I mean, if you can prove that it's because of that you can't walk, then you've got a case on your hand.
No,
Other than that, there's no need to be paranoid.
I don't want to sue anybody. I just want someone to talk to me.
I know.
Just ridiculous. Yeah. Now I want to do resumes on TikTok to see if I can get something. Besides, I don't know. I don't know if I want to work at a place that. I don't know if I want to work at a place that hires people from TikTok.
I think that might be some of the best places to
Yeah, I don't
work
know.
at.
That might not be a place I want to work at. Have you heard of a snickle?
Excuse you?
Have you heard of the snickle?
No,
And do you know what the snickle is?
I do not.
Oh. The snickle is a pickle. The snickle is would you like to guess what it is? It's a pickle that has something inside of it.
A
Would you like to-
Snickers?
Yes.
There's days where I don't want to live in this country anymore. And now that I know that, today is one of those days.
There are people that are cutting out holes in dill pickles All right. And they are then jamming a Snickers bar.
I'd rather they jam their penis in them than put a Snickers.
They're jamming a Snickers bar into the pickle. And they're calling it a snickle. Yeah. And people are now eating a snickle. How do you think that
I guess
tastes?
that's better than a Pickers.
What's a Pickers?
That'd be a pickle and a Snickers.
Oh,
Pickers.
okay. Yeah. I like the snickle. It sounds better. Isn't that crazy? Would you eat that?
No.
When I was a
That
young
sounds like terrible white people food.
when I was living in Peoria, my cousin Buddha lived on another side of town. He lived with a bunch of guys. They all worked at the strip club in town. And so I would go over to their place sometimes. And they lived in a neighborhood that had a bunch of young black kids that rode bikes all the time. And so whenever I'd be in their driveway, these young kids, God, these kids are probably 40 now, but these young kids on bikes would drive by, right? And they would always be eating what I thought it was a popsicle. You know what I mean? And so one day I'm sitting there waiting for him to come out because he would work late at nights at the strip club, and then he would do the morning show with us, and then he would go home and sleep. So we'd have to pick him up, in the afternoon if we we're going to do anything with him. So I'd be waiting in the parking lot or at his driveway, and they would always drive by. And the kids are always nice, and they'd say hey and stuff. And I'd always talk to him from my car. At the time, I had a Jeep looking thing that I was driving. And so I'd always say, hey, what's going on, man? I'd talk to him. And so these kids would always pull up in these bicycles and they would talk to me. And so this kid, I go, hey, man, what are you eating? And I thought, like I said, I thought it was a popsicle. And the kid goes, I'm eating a pickle. And I go, a pickle? And the kid had a pickle on a popsicle stick. All right, I'm going to explain this to you. He had a pickle. It was on a popsicle stick. And he had a bag. The top was cut off of a Kool-Aid bag. And the kid was dipping the pickle on a popsicle stick into the Kool-Aid bag to where all the cherry or grape or orange Kool-Aid mix would get on the pickle. And then he would pull the pickle out of the Kool-Aid bag and would then suck on the pickle like it was a popsicle. That's what those kids were eating. I thought they were just having popsicles. No, they were eating a dill pickle dipped in Kool-Aid mixture.
Nope.
And they swore to me that it was the best treat ever. They go, it's the best summer treat you could have. And I'd be like, what? That looks horrible. And that's what they would eat. And so I'm asking anybody in the chat room, anyone listening to the show, have you guys ever heard of eating a pickle that was covered in Kool-Aid mixture? Have you ever had that? And does that sound tasty? Because that to me is what the snickle sounds like. Wes says, when I think of summer treat, that never comes to mind. Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't.
Fat 420 says it sounds good. I think it sounds horrible to have a pickle with Kool-Aid stuff. Good Lord. I would think just the Kool-Aid mixture is terrible. But I'm telling you, these kids, they would eat it. And this is like 91, 92 when they were doing that. Never caught on, never went major. But the kids were eating it in Peoria. A pickle that had Kool-Aid mixture on it.
No, thank you.
And you would not like a pickle with a Snicker in it?
No.
I'm not a fan of dill pickles.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of pickles to begin with, but just the idea of those two combinations. Yeah.
But I did order a sandwich from someplace once. Like ordered a sandwich and it had pickles on it. And I'm not a huge pickle fan. But I was eating the sandwich and it was sweet pickles. And it was sweet pickles. And I'll be honest, the sandwich was fantastic. And I really think, and I can't remember where it was from or what it was or anything, but I remembered the sweet pickles on a sandwich being really good. That's the only time I've had a pickle and really liked it. I'm not a big pickle fan. I don't like pickles mixed with Kool-Aid. I don't like pickles
Or
mixed
chocolate and nougat and peanuts.
I don't like
Caramel.
pickles mixed with candy bars. But Fat 420 says he eats pickles and peanut butter sandwiches all the time.
Of course he does.
Oh my God. Wes points out that every story I do circles around to my lunch. No, that is not true. That is 100% not true. I just think that, there are people that believe pickles are a lot more versatile than they are. But I'm saying that I don't think it's a lot of us, I don't think there's a lot of us that like pickles. I have never been a person that just eats a pickle and nothing else, I think the eating of pickles is a little bit troublesome. I don't think a dill pickle is all that tasty.
There's other items you could get besides a pickle.
Yeah. Fat 420 says it's the perfect combo of sweet and sour with creamy, crunchy mix. He loves his peanut butter and jelly with dill pickles. He loves it. I don't get it. Dan says he makes his own pickles. He makes his own pickles with hot peppers. Good for you. I'll be damned. Yeah. I can't think of anything that I'd have to eat with a pickle. I would just skip the pickle. Yeah. What do you think of jewelry? What do you think of jewelry made with people's teeth?
Nope. I saw those rings.
There's a
No,
company.
thank you.
There's a company that is making necklaces, earrings, and rings out of the teeth of your dead loved ones.
White people will buy them.
I mean, who would buy this? Who would want?
Well then, this is a little awkward. Well, it looks like we're having some technical difficulties. Please stand by. Boo-doo-boo-boo-boo-boo. 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 Boo-doo-boo-boo-boo. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Your call is very important to us. Please stay on the line. Someone will be with you in just a moment.
Hello. Are you still there?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Yep.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know either.
I went
But
to
now that you're back, I unfortunately have to drop out.
well, I think thanks for covering thanks for covering while I was gone.
I did my best.
All I know that I turned it off for a second. I heard you going doop 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 doop. I heard you going doop 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 doop, and I'm like, what the hell?
I figured I'd put on some music or something.
Thank you. You're very kind.
Yes, I try to.
Now I'm gonna share I was trying to share teeth jewelry. And that's when it went bad. Hold on. Sorry, everybody. It's me. I'm not sure what the hell. I'm not sure. I don't think the computer likes the teeth jewelry. No. Oh boy. Hey. Welcome to Muff Monday. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I can hear myself again. All right. Is that? Can you guys see me now? Am I? Can you hear me? Can you see me and can you hear me? I gotta be honest. I don't know what's going on today. I was trying to share the tooth necklace, and every time I tried to share it, I got booted. So I don't think I think we're just gonna skip the tooth necklace segment. Because obviously the computer program does not like teeth necklaces. And it shouldn't. It shouldn't like the teeth necklaces, to be honest with you. The teeth necklace is a little troubling. Oh well. Steve says, I guess Ray's trying to tell us he wants to do the Tuesday through Saturday show. No, I wasn't trying to tell anybody anything. I was just trying to do the show, and for some reason we just kept getting kicked off. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm back. Oh, well. All right. Yeah. I do have a story I was going to tell today, though. And I sort of gave it away in the naming of today's show, but I was telling you last week how we would always have meetings. And Jim the photographer would every week we would go over what we were going to do. And Jimmy every single week would say, hey, you know what we need to do? Titty Tuesday. We need to do Titty Tuesday. Yeah. Well, here was the other thing he always said. He said, we need to do Muff Monday. And the rest of us on the show would go, what the hell's Muff Monday? And he would say, that's when I go out as the mobile unit and women could drive by and show me their muff. And the rest of us would be like, oh my God, hell no, no. That's a terrible idea. No, we're not going to do Muff Monday. Hey, we'll do Muff Monday and Titty Tuesday. Haha, yeah. So I did put Muff Monday as today's show is literally called the Muff Monday show in honor of Jimmy. So in honor of Jim not being here, you know. He had to die, and many, many years had to pass, but he finally got Muff Monday. Haha, Muff Monday. Haha, yeah. It's a muff. It's a Muffin Monday. So that used to be one of those things that he constantly would suggest that the rest of us would ignore. Little Muff Monday in honor of Jimmy. By the way, a sealed 1996 Super Mario 64 set a record. It just set a record for being the most expensive game ever. They just had an auction. Where they sold the 1996 Super Mario 64. Would someone like to take a guess how much the Super Mario 64 from 1996? Would someone like to take a guess how much it sold for? The 1996 Super Mario 64 was just sold at auction. And it sold over the weekend. The Super Mario 64 just sold for how much money? By the way, it broke the record from the Legend of Zelda game for Nintendo. That was an unopened 1986 Legend of Zelda. That was the record holder. Super Mario has less than 5 copies known to exist. They are all sealed and in excellent condition. Steve predicted, Wes said 10,000. Steve said 2,500. Fat420 said $500,000. Corey says it was $299 when it was new in 96. No, it sold for $1.56 million. $1.56 million for a video game. Wow. The Super Mario 64 from 1996 sold for $1.56 million. Wow. It broke the record of the Legend of Zelda game from 1986, which sold for $870,000 last year. Oh, I'm sorry. No, the Legend of Zelda was sold last week. Oh my God. For $870,000. In the case of this Mario 64, the Super Mario 64, 5 copies are known to exist. Now, someone owns one for $1.56 million. Holy crap. For a video game. I don't think I've ever played a Mario game, Super Mario. Wow. Unbelievable. Super Mario. Way to go, man. $1.56 million. Holy crap. That's amazing. I don't know who paid. I don't know who paid for that. Other than somebody that's just got way too much money on their hands. If you could buy a Super Mario game for $1.56 million, good Lord. Wow. Unbelievable. Steve says he has an original Atari with joystick and 4 games. And let me try to read. He says He says, I have an original. I'll show this to you because it's so misspelled. I have an original Atari with joystick and 4 games, and all the cord in the original box is wore out, but you spelled intact wrong. I think you mean intact. I'm not sure. It's spelled wrong. It's INTACT. You turned it into 2 words. I think that's what you're trying to do. And Fat 420 says, Steve, you're sitting in a gold mine. Well, who knows? Maybe, maybe you are, Steve. Maybe you are sitting in a gold mine with your original Atari. Who knows? Yeah, I wonder why that game, sold for so much money. I have absolutely no idea. But it did. Oh well. There's a toilet in South Korea. There's a toilet in South Korea that will turn your waste into digital currency. Okay, like you go to the bathroom, and depending how much waste comes out, depending on how much waste comes out, you can get cash for it. Well, not cash, but you can get currency. Which is not bad, right? Maybe this is something we should be thinking of. Because what this does, it collects the waste and turns it into methane and manure. Then the methane powers things in the building in which the toilet is connected to. And they pay you right there. It puts money into an account that you have set up. So every time you poop in like this South Korea where they put this thing, they measure what your output is, and then it pays you in digital currency. Like, it leaves you Venmo or something for how much methane and manure they can make out of your poop. Like, for example, if you take a dump and they convert it, it converts the methane, and the methane powers the building that these people live in. It seems to be used in a dormitory. So the methane then powers the building. I think this morning alone, I think when I got up this morning and had to relieve myself, I think I could have powered my house for the whole day. I think the house is powered. We're ready. We're ready for the whole day. I took care of it. And that would be something, right? How about that? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Fat 420, you'd be a billionaire. Fat 420 would be a billionaire. He would, and he wouldn't even have to stomp it down the shower anymore. You wouldn't have to stomp it down the shower. You could normally put it in the toilet and then, and cash out your Venmo at the end of the week and buy a new Nintendo game. That's how much money you'd be making, man. Think about it. If there was a way we could put that in the United States, I mean, come on. Now you're talking. There's a new study at Northwestern that found that drinking a lot of coffee lowers your COVID risk. Researchers looked at the eating and drinking habits of 40,000 adults. And people who averaged at least 1 cup of coffee a day had a 10% lower risk for COVID. How about that? They're not sure why, but they know that those people had a lower risk for COVID. They also found that they had a lower risk for pneumonia, but they still don't know the reason. They also found people who ate a lot of vegetables also had lower risks of developing COVID-19 symptoms. And people who ate processed meat had a slightly higher risk. So there you go. Some of the studies they have about COVID, because now in this country, it's crazy. For some reason, not everyone is getting vaccinated, although vaccines are free. And I don't understand. I still don't understand why there are people who won't get vaccinated. I don't get it. But whatever. And this new variant has come over here from it reached from India and it's gotten over here to the United States now. And there are states that are having their hospitals are already running out of ventilators and all that stuff again. It's just like last year. And it's all happening in these states where they don't have people being vaccinated. It's the people who have refused the vaccination that are getting it. Well, obviously, if you're refusing the vaccination, you better drink some coffee. It seems to me that the answer is to just get vaccinated, but what do I know? Fat 420 says I should start drinking coffee again. Well, I got vaccinated. So, I would think the best way to combat COVID is to get this vaccination. Because the vaccination doesn't guarantee you won't catch it, But it does mean, God forbid, if you do catch it, you're not going to die. Oh, well. How many people watch the Euro Cup soccer game yesterday. It was England versus Italy. England versus Italy. I put money on England. Well, I put money on England to win in the 90 minutes. And then I put money on a draw because the draw paid the most. So I put the same money on the draw to equal what I had put on England to win. So I guess I did win that bet, but still England lost when the game went to penalty kicks at the end. And Italy won the penalty kicks round. But when they took the penalty kicks, England, there was 5 penalty kicks. England made 2 and they missed 3. And I didn't realize while I was watching the game that the 3 guys who missed the goals and the penalty kicks were all black guys. So, of course, people who were angry at England losing, they went crazy and they started blaming black people, and there's a whole racist. Oh my God. Whenever you think the world's evolving, it's not. It's not. It's not. It's not evolving at all. Because England immediately went to racism when they lost the stupid soccer match. The Black Widow movie also opened this last weekend. Did you guys see it? Did you see Black Widow? Did you guys did you like? Did you dislike? Give me your thoughts on Black Widow. Give me your thoughts. I mean, I'd love to see what people think. I know it was a Marvel movie, and I genuinely I like the Marvel movies. I like them. I like all the Marvel movies, but I gotta be honest. The Black Widow movie, the Black Widow movie just it didn't make a lot of sense to me. Because the movie took place after Civil War. They had Captain America Civil War, and then they had the Avengers Infinity War. The movie took place in between those two movies. So all I kept thinking of, why didn't they just put this thing out after Civil War? It would have made it would have made more sense if it would have come out after Civil War. I don't know. I thought it was okay. It was good. It had a lot of action in it. All the Marvel movies have good action. And Corey says he went and saw the theaters. Yeah, and that's the other thing I was going to make is one good thing is it made a shitload of money at the theaters. So at least people are starting to go back out to the theaters and enjoy movies and do all that stuff again, which is nice. I think that's fantastic. Because maybe we are getting past this pandemic, you know. I think we get past it quicker if everybody would get vaccinated. But people went and saw it. It made a ton of money. But I've seen a lot of reviews of this movie on Facebook, and some of the reviews are talking about how great it is. I got to be honest, it's good. It's good. But I don't understand the people that are saying it's great. And that's coming from someone who's a big fan. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of these types of movies. Huge fan. Movie's not great. It's good. Not great. I just want to get that out there. Good. Not great. And a guy in Ohio was driving on a suspended license. He got pulled over last week. All right. A 34-year-old guy in Ohio was pulled over outside of a Walmart near Cleveland. He was driving on a suspended license with expired plates. And he had a 2-year-old with him who wasn't in a car seat. So he panicked. While he was being pulled over, he called. This was his plan. While he was being pulled over, he called 911 and reported someone had just been shot outside a Walmart. His plan was the cops that were pulling him over would then cover the shooting that he was reporting at the Walmart. So that was his plan. His plan was they were pulling him over. He said, I'm going to call the cops and I'll make a fake report that there's a shooting at this Walmart. So these cops that are pulling me over, they'll go answer the call for the shooting and let me go. But it did not work. A dispatcher traced the call and realized the person making the call for the shooting in the Walmart was the same person that was being pulled over. So the police arrested him and then decided to throw on making a false police report on top of all of his traffic violations. So not a good day for this guy. Not a good day. As he did not get away with it. And Pete says he hasn't seen Black Widow, but Scarlett Johansson can do no wrong. Listen, Scarlett Johansson's great. Scarlett Johansson's very good. I'm telling you, it's a good movie. I'm just being honest with you. I don't think it's a great movie. And that's highly unlike me. I don't slam comic book movies. I love comic book movies. I just love them. I love Scarlett Johansson. I love the character Black Widow. But it was a good movie. But it was just good. And I see these guys that are major Marvel whatever. And there's nothing wrong with loving Marvel movies. But they're being disingenuous when they're reviewing it. I saw somebody say it's one of the best films. It's one of the best comic book. I'm like, oh my, what do you mean one of the best? It's not on par with, no. It's not on the same, level as Infinity War or Endgame or, it's just not. I'm being honest. It's a very good movie. I just don't think it's I don't think it's great. It's worth every cent I paid for it. And by the way, I just watched it on Disney Plus. You know what I mean? I didn't go to the theater, but I think people are taking they're happy that they're back in the theaters, and you're happy you're seeing a movie and all that. I think all that stuff's coming into it, and you're somehow bouncing ahead and saying, "Oh no, it's the best movie of all time. It's fantastic. It's great." No, it's not that. It's a very good movie. It's very good. But I think as time goes by, you're going to realize it's not as, as earth-shattering as you're claiming it is. That's all I'm saying. Hey, come back and join me for Titty Tuesday tomorrow. We'll have Titty Tuesday. Yeah. It's a Titty Tuesday. Yeah. It will not be Titty Tuesday tomorrow, but oh well. Oh well. Did anybody watch the fights over the weekend? Did I lose the broadcast again? All right. This thing. This thing keeps cutting me off. Listen, I'm gonna end the show today. Let's come back tomorrow. We'll be a new show tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. For those that hung with me, thank you so much. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong. So it's working again, but let's wrap it up today. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great Monday. So long, everybody.